Salam and hello everybody, I hope you're all doing really well. So today I've got another weekly meal prep video, and this one again includes main meals and snacks. If you happen to be new to my channel, this is for 7 people. We're actually a family of 8, but my youngest isn't even 3 months old yet, so he won't be having these meals. So before I could make a start on my cooking, I needed to soak some chana dal or split chickpeas for a big batch that I was going to make later. So that's what I'm doing. I've soaked 3 cups of the chana dal in some cold water, and I leave that soaking for a few hours. I think it was about 6 hours. Leave it as long as you can. And then I'm making a start on marinating some chicken niblets with like a tandoori marinade. It's really useful when you're doing batch cooking or preparing meals for a week to marinate some meat or some fish to have the following day. So I'm just preparing the marinade for that. I've got some oil, salt, red chili flakes, garam masala, paprika, tandoori masala, garlic and ginger paste, and about half a cup or a cup of yogurt. Mix that all together. And you see me in this video carrying various children. They are my own, but it'll either be Ayub or Haroon. And then Uthman came and he was sniffing everything. I don't know why. He was literally sticking his nose in all the food. I guess he was really hungry. And then I think I've got about 1 kg of chicken niblets. So once the marinade is prepared, also added some lemon juice that I'd squeezed freshly from the lemon. Pop in the chicken niblets or whatever you're marinating, and then I left that in the fridge overnight. I think we were going to have that the following day. So that's one meal pretty much sorted. Next I prepared the chicken karahi and shepherd's pie. Normally I'd make 2 curries. I thought I'd mix it up. I thought I'd make the chicken karahi and the shepherd's pie instead of one of the curries. But the basic onions and ginger and stuff was going to be the same. So I've got 4 onions, some ginger, lots of garlic cloves and chilies. And I'm processing that in the chopper and then sauteing that in one pan. So lots and lots of onions. Oh, I did cry a lot that day. Meal prep day, I cry because of the onions, not for any other reason. I don't just get really sad or anything. Once the onion mixture was ready, I got the other ingredients ready for the chicken karahi first of all. So the spices and salt, tomatoes and a whole chicken cut into pieces. And then I split the onion, chili, garlic, ginger mixture between the karahi, or the wok, which it is. And I left half in the pan for the shepherd's pie mixture. So I'm just cooking the onions and the tomatoes, adding in the spices and salt, stirring that all together, and then adding in the chicken. And I just cooked that until the chicken turned white, and then I added in some water. Let that come to the boil, then turned it down to simmer for around 30 minutes with the lid on, some random pan lid. Then I sorted out the mincemeat for the shepherd's pie. So I've got the onion mixture in there already, added in the mince. I think it was about 500 grams of mince. Some mixed frozen veg. I just threw it in there frozen and allowed it to defrost while it cooked. Because when you're bulk cooking, who's got time to defrost things separately or put it in a separate pan? Added in the spices and salt. Didn't add much spices. I think it was just a bit of garam masala, maybe some coarse black pepper, and then half a tub of passata to give it more sauce. So I think about 250 grams that is. Mix that all together. And then I transferred it to an oven dish. Spread it very nicely, well, kind of nicely. I'm sure you can all see that random empty bottle of drink on the floor. Pretend it's not there. It's not there. I cleaned up all right. It wasn't there. It's not there. Your eyes are playing tricks. And then I'm just peeling the potatoes that I was going to use for the mash. So if you're bulk cooking or if you've got a big family, you want to do things as quick as possible. So the easiest way to make mash for me and quickest is to chop everything into little chunks and then boil it in water like that. And it doesn't take long at all to boil the potatoes like that when they're in chunks. So basically just put them all in a pan, sprinkle over some salt, cover with cold water, and then bring it to the boil, and then once it's boiling, leave it for like 4 or 5 minutes and check if they're soft enough by like poking a fork through them. Then I turned the pan off, drained the potatoes into a colander, returned them to the pan, added in some mayo, margarine, salt, coarse black pepper, some cheese, and mashed that all together. And my kids, a few of my kids are not the biggest fans of mashed potato, so I didn't want to make it too soft, so I left a few lumps in there. And then I just spread that all over the mince mixture. And then sprinkled over a generous helping of cheese. And that was the shepherd's pie ready. So that's the chicken karahi shepherd's pie done. And then I made some meatballs. I thought they'd be nice with some spaghetti or even in a curry. So I've got my mincemeat there. I think it's about 500 grams again. I've added an egg. I've chopped up some onion. I think it's just onion actually, maybe a bit of no, it's just onion. And I've chopped that quite finely in the chopper thing. Added in some salt, red chili flake, a ground cumin or garam masala, I'm not sure, and then some gram flour. And then I'm shaping them into meatballs, and I was going to put them in the oven, so I've lined an oven rack with some foil. And I popped them in the oven to bake, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe at like 200 fan assisted. Once they were cooled, I put them into a pot to go into the freezer. Next, I made some homemade pasta sauce. So it's really easy. If you've not heard me say it in the past, it's so easy to make your own pasta sauce rather than get the jars like the Dolmio ones. And you can add whatever you like. For this one, I didn't add much. I just needed some flavor. So I added some chopped onions, garlic and ginger paste, probably some ground cumin, maybe some paprika for some colouring, and a whole tub of passata, so 500 grams of that. You can add in sweet corn, mushrooms, mixed peppers. If I had more time, I would have added more stuff to it, but I thought I'd make the pasta sauce to go along with the meatballs to have one day with like spaghetti. So yeah, it's simple as that. Add everything, and then I had this lovely storage jar. So once the pasta sauce was a little bit cooled, I transferred it to the storage jar, and then that just went in the fridge. I'm sure it'll keep for about a week, but I used it a few days after I made it. Once the chana dal had soaked for long enough, I drained them and then popped them in a pan, added about a teaspoon of turmeric powder, covered with twice as much water. And cooked that on a medium heat until the water was getting soaked up and the dal became softer and a bit more mushier. And once that was ready, I made the sauce for it, so the basic sauce, the curry sauce for it. So I've got some red onions, which I chopped again, I think with some green chilies. And I'm using the karahi or the wok for it. Then I've got some cumin seeds. And and about a tablespoon of garlic and ginger paste. I've got some salt, I think some haldi, turmeric powder again, some ground cumin, probably some ground coriander, maybe some garam masala. About half a tub of the passata, so 250 grams of that. You can add tomatoes or like a puree, but I thought passata would be nice because it's smooth. And then I just allowed that to come to the boil, and then I added in the mushy chana dal. And I just stirred that all in. Oh yeah, I added some bay leaves as well. And the chana dal is basically cooked. Doing this to it just adds the flavour and the curriness to it, if you get me. And I've got a nice big pan of it. And then I added, I guess, some more salt. Yeah, I must have checked the salt and decided it wasn't enough, so I added a little bit more. And then I allowed that to cook, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. It didn't need much cooking. And then I transferred that to a few little pots and containers. I put like 3 in the fridge and the rest in the freezer. And yeah, really tasty. It was, mashallah. This is brilliant with some chapatis, bread. Perfect for lunchtime. Made sure I put some coriander on each pot. We had it on that same day, I think, for lunch. Perfect with some boiled rice, some salad, and maybe some yogurt on the side. Yummy. That looks delicious. I want some now. And then I made some cheeky chicken tikka. Don't ask me about my descriptions. I don't know why. I've got chicken breast. And this is perfect as a snack to put in sandwiches, a jacket potato, you get me. So I thought I'd just throw everything into the frying pan, save myself on the washing up. So I've got some sunflower oil, garlic and ginger paste, salt, haldi, paprika, lots of tandoori masala, some yogurt, then a bit of red chili powder and some ketchup. I think I've covered everything there. And then I just stirred it directly in the frying pan and then added the chopped chicken breast. Make sure it was all coated nicely in the marinade. And cooked it like that. And it turned out perfectly. Mashallah. So I just put that in a pot in the fridge. And then I made a fish and veg bake for one day. This was a lovely kind of healthy meal. So I'm cutting up a courgette. I've got some peppers, bell peppers, making sure they're in large chunks. And I've got 2 small red onions. And I cooked all of that veg in a frying pan, just sprinkled over a bit of salt and coarse black pepper. And cooked till the veg was soft. And then I had some frozen cod pieces which had defrosted. So I'm just adding in some oil, salt, red chili flakes, some mixed herbs, lemon juice, and some garlic and ginger paste, and making sure that's all coated nicely. And then I transferred the veg to a roasting tray, topped it with the fish, and then I covered that with some foil and put that in the fridge to use the following day or the day after. But if you're going to leave it longer, put it in the freezer. Then I thought I'd make these little chocolate granola bites just as a quick snack for the kids and myself, I guess. So I've got this bag of granola, basically just melted some milk chocolate. Mix the two together. And then I put that in the fridge to set for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I don't even know exactly. And unfortunately, I've only got one ice cube tray, so I had to find random containers for the rest of the mixture. And then once everything was set, I just transferred it to the storage jar, and the kids enjoyed them, and so did I. And there's all my meal prep for the week. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I hope it's given you lots of ideas. Let me know which ones in particular you liked, and subscribe if you haven't for similar content and lots of other fun stuff, you know. Jazakallah, thank you so much for watching, and inshallah see you in my next video. Take care, salam, bye.